Can it be? Can it be real that we have another, possibly, the next Game of Thrones?
It might be.
All right, welcome on our journey to Amazon Prime's Wheel of Time. This is episodes 1 through 3, dropped on Friday, November 19th. Thank you. I was forgetting that. But, yeah. I want to know your thoughts about this.
Okay.
Because this is more up my realm. I like this kind of stuff.
It's up mine too.
Okay.
First thought, the set pieces where they pan when it's supposed to be a nature shot.
Uh-huh.
That was probably the best part to me, where it was like building the world that this show set in,
And how
making you
vast and
believe how
deep
big it
that can
is and
be.
like the different environments there are and how beautiful
Okay.
it is. That to me was what was selling me on the world.
Okay. Because you got that feeling that you felt small in
Yep.
this 3-episode chunk. You felt like you were as small as that town in the Two Rivers.
And that town between the two rivers felt kind of like the Shire.
Yeah,
Shire was a beautiful place.
I
This
think
was
so.
a beautiful place.
you definitely can grab from like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. You get all these feelings from obviously.
You see
we
the
wanna connect it.
inspirations.
Yeah, yep. And I'm fine
Which
with
the book probably came before both of those, though.
the book work came out started in 1990, I believe. That's
Okay.
what I read. And
And I
we've
think it's-
read none of them.
And I think it might be 13 of them. I think it's like a really long series of books. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to double
13.
check that.
That's 13 too long for me to start reading. When you're 4 in, you're not
Yeah.
even you didn't even scratch the surface. But that actually it gives you a lot of thought and hope for a show that could last.
Yep.
Let's say 6-7 seasons. You could cram
Might be
13
more than
books,
that.
and I'd be fine with that if they do it right. And we got into this episode, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to count this as all one episode because then it goes to weekly releases. Mm-hmm. But I think the characters, from what we've seen prior to other shows that we've done, you got your main cast of characters. You got Rand, Egwene, Perrin, and Matt. And I think, you already were starting to build that relationship with them. Oddly enough, that Rand reminded me of the character in Monster Hunter, that animated movie we watched that was on children's
The
Netflix.
random- you know
Random
what?
one. We do have a video
You're right.
for it.
You're
But he
right.
just looked like
Yeah,
it.
it's right there.
And, I already picked my favorite, before we even really built in the main cast of 4, because then you have Moraine and Lan, who Lan is her warder.
Yep.
Badass, to say the least. I think he has a lot more to him.
Yeah, they gave me. First of all, I like the 3-episode structure. When you set up a world that is going to be supposed to be an epic, it's going to be season after season. You got to give me more than one episode.
Would you have got? We
know what I
honestly
mean?
probably wouldn't have spoke so. Because honestly, right now, it's good.
It is good.
Would we have
But if
got
I
that
didn't
same
have
feeling?
3 episodes for
Right.
me to absorb what they were
Yep.
trying to show me, probably wouldn't have felt the same.
Yeah, because
the
if
first
you
episode
wanna-
was okay, but
Right.
the magic is cool. The
Yep.
CGI is pretty good. There are some instances where I caught it that looked a little bit poor, but
But it
I
could get
forgive
better.
it. It's just starting.
Right.
They're going to get better as they go, and I'm excited to see a couple plots. Perrin is interesting to me. His connection to wolves in
He's
one
my
episode.
favorite character.
Yeah, he was
Perrin.
pretty interesting.
He's just a
Rand,
big-
to me,
big guy.
Looks like he's going to be obviously the one I think that goes through the biggest arc.
Him
probably.
and Egwene are going to be the biggest, our main characters aside
Right.
from the 4. Like if you had to pick them, Egwene obviously has been picked as our main focus,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm fine with that. I think she has a good foundation. And Rand, obviously, we have a love interest right off the start. Which everybody's got. Apparently, you have to have this in your shows. Like you have to be in love with somebody.
I mean, it has to have it in there.
Sure.
You have to put it in.
But I will give this show credit, and I will, I hate to give this. It was done by Sony and Amazon, which are huge, names obviously in the industry. But in episode 1, you get the Trollocs.
It reminded me of Sauron's army. And I hate
Yeah.
to keep making all these parallels to Game of Thrones.
I mean,
and,
we're
like,
gonna have to.
And Lord of the Rings, but didn't you get the same feeling, kind
Yeah,
of?
I think, and you met the Fade, who is like a wraith.
Yeah.
It's just obviously, like you said, they're drawing from each other, which I'm perfectly fine with. Imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So how do you do that? So you do this, and the Trollocs look neat. They're all different wild. To me, they were all different wildlife. You have boars, you have wolves,
Savages, man.
and just didn't care. Obviously, the only thing they were scared of was deep water,
Yep.
which we all can be at some point. But you know, I just think the way they're building this, and I just have high hopes, and I truly don't want to be let down.
No, I don't either. And that's what I'm kind of worried about, because I can see that this is kind of a little bit more low budget right now.
Right now.
It is.
Daddy Bezos is going to be... if it's making
as soon
him money,
as he sees these numbers going up, he's like,
that's it.
All the money.
What's a little bit more? He'll just take, a little less fuel in the rocket.
Episodes 1 through 3, pretty good. We're excited for next Friday
when
the next
wait.
episode drops.
Literally can't wait.
And we will be releasing it shortly thereafter. So stick around for that. If you like what we're doing here, comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.